like an afterthought. So what they've done for this title during development is made sure that the combat is top-notch, plays fantastically, and building the open world from there. So you're not going to be disappointed when you jump in and start fighting enemies. And like any open world game, you've got your kind of main mission that you can go on, and there's also lots of different sub-tasks and stuff you can do, side missions. So we ask you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube, keep up with all the Dragon's Dogma news. We've given out some information so far when the game was announced back in April, but we've got so much more we're going to be telling you about in future months. And if you come to the booth and play the demo, we've got an awesome poster that we're giving away. And we've got 2 boss battles in our demo that you can play. One is against the Chimera boss, which is a part lion, part magic goat, part snake monster. Right. And the other one is the Griffin, which is a huge bird beast battle. So it's pretty fun. And that's it. We come out in early 2012.
About 4 or 5 questions. For Steve Banner here, let us know what you want to know.
Should have got my sleeve. Should have got my sleeve.
First of all, thank you for joining us in I'm actually really excited for all the titles you guys showed today. So it's a bit chilly in here, so thank you for actually heating up with those awesome trailers. My question is inspired, I guess, by Dragon's Dogma, but I guess it's for the entire panel, which is, I played Dragon's Dogma on Thursday, which is phenomenal, by the way. While playing it, it reminded me a lot, sort of another Capcom title you guys know about, Monster Hunter. I am a ginormous fan. That's not even a word, but I have to use it. I'm a ginormous fan of most things Capcom, but Monster Hunter especially. I was kind of wondering if you guys could maybe shed some light on why it is here in the States we don't really get a lot of, I guess, love for Monster Hunter as you would in other regions. Because I don't know about everyone else here, but I would really love a Monster Hunter game on like the Xbox 360 or the PS4. I was just wondering why, I guess it's a two-pronged question as to why we don't really kind of get that love, and are you guys planning on anything like that in the future? As you said, Capcom is a house of brands. So
I'll start something and then you guys chime in too. So we also love Monster Hunter. We're big fans in the office. And we actually do support Monster Hunter. If you think about it, we released it for the PSP. We released it for the Wii, right? And the thing is, it's almost like we need to ask everybody, not you because we know you're a fan, we need to ask everybody else why it hasn't picked up the way it is. I mean, in Japan, it is.
Yes,
it is.
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous, right? So, you know, to us, it's a no-brainer. It should come here, plus social networking, and, you know, everything's, you know, this online experience. You think this would be a slam dunk. The reason it's on the PSP because it's portable, right? Wi-Fi. You know, the Wii because that was the hot system at the time. And what do you guys think?
Freedom 3 and cartoons come to the United States.
I think you covered it.
Yeah, that's just it. And he says, you know, we have to answer, we haven't given up on it. But the thing is also, Dragon's Dogma, it's just, when you look at it, you know, a lot of people will look at it, first glance, they think, oh, it's an RPG. But it's not.
No, it's not.
You see it.
I played it on Thursday, and it's a ton of fun. I did actually both stages. It is a ton of fun. It is a great game, and I am looking forward to it. I already have it reserved. And
at the same point, I'm going to say it's not going to next. You know, because people try to have an action-adventure game with this type of fantasy feel, but then it's just mash. Right? We're trying to create this genre, and you know that's why I appreciate you guys giving Dragon's Dogma a chance. You know, that paved the way for other things. So thank you very much. Thank you. Next up.
Hi. I just want to say I'm a big fan of Monster Hunter 2. Getting tattoos of the Monster Hunter symbol with me and my friends. We always play. Just throw that in there. So of course I'm really interested in Dragon's Dogma. I have 2 questions.
Maybe my number right.
For the pawn system, is it possible for your main character that you use in the game, that you control, can you give that to a friend to play? And yes.
Actually, the primary pawns that you create are the ones you send out online, and the ones that you can pull down online to play.
Yeah, but like your player, you can also send to.
No, not your the player that you create.
Okay.
Your own character. It's just your pawns that you create for lunch.
Okay, and my second question was, I played the demo for the Griffin one. That was the only one I played. I really liked it, really cool. I just had one question. There was that part where, you know, your friend like gets on their knees and then you can jump on their back. I was wondering, is it possible to tell your pawns to do that? Because they kind of seem, I know it's just a demo, but they seem really out of sync. Like the Griffin would be out of the way by the time they bent over, and I kind of wanted to tell them to do it, so I could get to the, you know, Griffin.
Yeah, by the time the game's released, it'll definitely be fine-tuned. And the whole idea behind the pawns is the team wants to make them as smart as they are on their own. We don't want to have a case where it's micromanaging them. So right now, the controls for them are all mapped on the D-pad. If you press up, they'll go attack. If you pull back, you know, they'll retreat. They'll help you, and they will function on their own. It should be a no-brainer for you when the time the game comes out. Because right now, you'll need it. There are a couple quirks in there we're still working on.
It's just like everybody out there, there's the really smart ones and the not so smart ones. So that's what you have.
Thank you.
Okay. Actually, I'm sorry, we didn't see you had to go. That's okay. First, I wanted to say I appreciate Capcom's new Western direction for fantasy games like Dragon's Dogma. Nevertheless, with Breath of Fire 4's recent success in the PlayStation Network's top 20 games, would a return to a JRPG like Breath of Fire be considered?
I think we consider anything that will be resonated well, critically and also financially. So I've heard commonly people interested in Breath of Fire. I believe that's been discussed. I don't need to announce right now. We personally would love to see it as well, but I don't think we can say.
The one thing about Capcom is, like, as I said earlier, we're a house of brands, right? So it's like, you know, there's other companies that got one big monster game, has a bunch of other games. We have so many brands. And the thing is, if you go to see what we're producing for DLC, we're going back to the vaults. We're bringing so many generations of fans coming up. And it's not just old guys who are the games, right? And we will be looking at every single opportunity to introduce good gaming again. Absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. And then we'll take one more on this side. Go back to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey everyone. I appreciate your great works on Capcom, like good video games like Azura's Wrath, Dead Rising 2, and we have the record. I forgot Dragon's Dogma. I want to ask a few questions anyways about off the record. So about off the record, does it have any features at all besides sandbox, whatever?
The question is, are there any new features besides the sandbox?
Like DLCs if they're coming up or not?
So yeah, there's the DLC packs that are coming up that we talked about earlier. So there's been 2 announced so far. One was the Questland Armor, the other one was the Cyborg. And 2 really cool ones that are coming as well. I mean, the game is a revamped story, so it's got the story mode, and it's also got the sandbox mode. And I can't underline enough what a big addition the sandbox mode is, because it feels like a different game. And one of the cool things about sandbox mode is that you can actually play your character and level your character up in sandbox mode, and then move that character straight over to your story mode. So it's kind of cool that you can be building up your Frank West, building up his levels, and then just transition between those 2 modes. And of course, the co-op sandbox is a big win as well for us, especially having all the challenges and having the online loot for us. So we feel that we threw the kitchen sink at this game. We did as much as we possibly could in the time that we had to develop it.
Okay, not a question about Dragon's Dogma, right?
No, he's not off the right.
Okay, I know this game is just like Kingdom Under Fire, but it's different from that, right? How does the battle system is different from that game? Like,
well, I think just the goal of the game was to do something in the fantasy genre that was, you know, action adventure based, but not a hardcore RPG. So it's more about getting in and, you know, playing like a Lord of the Rings style game with, you know, a great story. You saw in the trailer all those different characters. I mean, there's a really unique story behind the game. You know, we play a character whose heart is stolen by a dragon at the start of the game, but for some reason you don't die. So you kind of, you go on a quest trying to figure out, how come I'm not dead? What is trying to do with my heart? You start meeting all these different characters along the way. And your characters and stuff will level up as you play. There are some kind of light RPG elements, but the focus is really on, storytelling, action, adventure, huge bosses, tons of enemies to fight, in real kind of cinematic style.
Okay, one more question about Dragon's Dogma, right? Okay, for the Pawn Society, they're both together, what if there's an online co-op, if you battle each other, two pawns, 4 pawns fighting like that?
Well, the pawns are on your side, so they won't battle amongst themselves. Maybe we get cranky after a couple days out on the road. No, but you've got your companion pawn, and then you can supplement your squad as you go out on different missions with 3 other pawns. And you can actually change them at any time. You kind of recruit them in villages, you can hire them, you can find them in the Rift. If you go out on a mission and say, for example, you have a warrior and a mage and a strider, and that combination doesn't work, you may want to go get like a sorcerer or something, and you do magic to defeat a certain monster. So, there's some kind of fun trial and error and stuff like